in here to show kind of how I break it into like a pie, the corner into a pie.
Okay.
But unfortunately, it looks like somebody's mooning you when you do it. You're not going to do that if you're going to put this on TV.
Got it.
So
people would enjoy it.
we're not going to do that today, right? But so we break this thing down into thirds, right? Right. So it's not always a perfect third. So you can highlight this a little bit, meaning this is your general area where you transfer off your brakes onto your maintenance throttle, where you transfer from maintenance throttle onto full acceleration, right? It varies a little bit. And the same with this line here. So basically this would be your max braking area, right? Or some people call it threshold braking,
okay.
right? But where you're on your brakes the hardest.
Right.
And then as you start to add lean angle into here, you'll start to go to your trail braking area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, a guy that gets in a little deeper may transfer
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, right. A guy that braking earlier back here, but this area can vary just a little bit depending on your brake markers, right? So, all good. Again, this area here, if you're in a little too deep, it may come into here a little bit more. If you get your speed accomplished and where you want to be a little sooner, you might transfer into maintenance throttle here. What this area is not, though, is coast, right?
Okay.
As you come off your trail braking into your maintenance throttle, it's not the coast,
Okay.
okay? Because
When you say coast, it means just cut throttle,
when you're
and you're
completely-
literally
when you're
just
not doing
no
anything.
inputs.
Right.
No inputs.
Right, exactly. We're never doing that.
Yeah.
Right. We're
Yeah.
throttle brake, right?
Right.
So as we come through here, right? So basically, if we're saying that this corner is a 35-mile-an-hour corner, right, and we get off our brakes here at roughly 35 miles an hour, that's where it should be. We shouldn't get off our brakes at 40
Yeah.
and coast down to 35, because as soon as we start to coast, our line goes like that.
Right.
Okay. It makes it where then we have to add lean angle.
Yeah.
And
Just to
that's not
correct
what we
it,
want to do.
and it adds more danger to it too.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So, all good there. All right. Now, in this area too, it can't be to where you're doing the same thing lap after lap after lap. This is where I decide, okay, did I transfer off my trail braking too soon? Now I'm having to go to maintenance throttle way back here.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell me? That means I need to move everything up.
Yeah.
Right? I need to run in the corner a few feet deeper,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. I think about this when I'm coming through here. I give this spark some thought. What did I just do wrong? Am I dialed in?
Mm-hmm.
Am I perfect? Am I maxing my threshold braking pressure into my trail braking pressure at the right time, and all that? Because if I'm using my threshold braking, and I'm only braking at let's say this is a graph right here, all right? So this is going to be a brake pressure chart graph, right?
Yeah.
25, 50, 75, 100. If I'm only getting to here on my brake pressure chart,
Yeah.
right? The next thing I could do is move this brake marker up a little bit and do this, all right?
Right.
Makes sense?
Right.
And then
Right.
all of a sudden it's deeper because I use more brake pressure.
Right.
Now, in this particular area here is where the corner starts, right?
Right.
And I'm trail braking already.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So whatever I do, I got to get this speed accomplished and down to my desired speed for trail braking, right? Otherwise, I might have to run this a little farther, and it's going to affect my turn-in spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, good on that. I see also this guy doing this some, and this is my apex,
Yeah.
right? So he's done braking, and he ends up
That's the. Yeah.
the
Like,
coast.
The coast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
right. So what does he need to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? He could either
Look at some stuff.
use less brake pressure,
Really, for me,
pull this a
like-
little farther,
Oh, I see. I see.
or, right, this would be ideal,
Just move
use
it way
that
up. Yeah.
and
You can-
use more brake pressure and bring it to there like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you got to give that some thought. Am I done braking way too early,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Am I braking hard enough,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right? So that's some stuff that you, as your pilot of your motorcycle, have to think about when you're out there.
Right. 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 Yeah.
All right. So, and also to remember too, A lot of people find this area right here as their max brake threshold.
And it's not actually.
It's not actually.
Yeah.
They create that with poor body position in the brake zone. Okay, they go to the brakes and they're letting everything fall forward, right? Well, when I go to the brake zone, it's like I'm almost doing a push-up with the biggest guy in the paddock on my back.
Yeah.
Right? Oh God, you're right. And I'm keeping the weight off the front.
Right.
I'm keeping it like it's my motorcycle. I want to keep my weight here, not there.
I see. Okay.
Right.
So you're really aggressively pushing up as you're applying the brake.
And you don't want to go straight armed.
Yeah.
Right, because then you're giving up some of your human suspension. Right. If you keep your arms like this, then you can still absorb the bumps, especially at Houston where you ride. Right. But if you lock it out, then your forks has to do everything. So you want to sit up as far as you can, but keeping your arms bent just a smidge, so they can absorb the bumps. Okay. All right. So because of that, and because of like the distance to the handlebars, sometimes you do have to, obviously it's hard to get straight up and down, right? To get your hands to there. But torso and arms, don't let weight just fall forward.
Okay.
So you're flexing your torso, actually in hard braking zones, grip the tank a little bit and push back off like that. Even using my heels a little bit to push back on, right? So like I use the rear brake a little bit, not a whole lot, but I do use it because it's a tool and I like to use all my tools, right? And I use the heel, push off the heel. And on this side, I'm getting downshifts, right? So I can push off the heel of that until I'm in my second gear. And then I pick my foot up and I push off my toes.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Got it.
A lot of people don't ever push
with
off
their
this
feet.
inside heel because they don't ever go to the brake pedal, right? Now,
Yeah.
I slide that heel up all the time because it does relieve a little pressure off of here in the middle of the corner, my outside foot, right? My outside foot on both sides, I run down the heel, okay? And I have my foot out like that. It helps me push on it to get the bike off the side of the tire on the exits, right? And then a couple other things it helps with as well. So keep that in mind too. I see so many track guys that are out there, they want to ride on their toes all the time. The outside foot, get it down to that heel. It really relieves a lot of pressure.
So you're saying
here.
you put your heel on the peg on the outside foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
The heel. Yeah.
Okay.
The heel of your boot. Slide it down to the heel of your boot.
Right. Okay.
Right. So all good there. This is your maintenance throttle zone, right? And maintenance throttle is a weird thing, like 35 through here, right? So let me tell you about this here. What if I want to come through here at 45, right? Where 35 was the number that we've been going through there. But if I want to increase my corner speed, what's going to have to happen in order to come through here faster?
You'd have to carry more speed through it. So I feel like you can get a higher corner speed kind of different ways. Like you can. Well, your entry speed, do we work backwards? So your entry speed is higher?
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, okay.
It's just physics.
Okay.
Right? The only way
Less
I can
brakes?
come through here at 45 over 35 is with more lean angle.
More lean angle. Okay.
Yeah. You got to have more lean angle.
Yeah,
Right? And obviously, you're going to carry a few percentage more on the throttle.
Right.
So, but that being said, right? What did I tell you earlier about load and stuff like that? It's vital. Load has to start in this area, right? Load can't start here.
Right.
Or when you do add that lean angle to the 45, it's just going to slide up underneath you.
Right.
So everything's got to be generated here as you load into the bike.
Got it. Okay.
And if you're coming in
Pretty much you do all your work there.
coasting through here,
Yeah.
right? And your bike is flat,
Yeah.
it doesn't have much load.
Right.
If you can load that front end, and then as it comes, unload and then loads the rear, your money.
Yeah.
Okay? Right? But the guy that comes in here slow and then thinks he's going to do 45, it's not going to happen.
Right.
You can't start 45 back here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Got it.
and then from here on out, basically, the good guys can hold their line with proper body position and stuff and start to increase this slowly. to where they get into this area, they're probably up to 50 miles an hour, and then they can really start to pour it on and stay on line. The problem is if you try to accelerate before this point back here, you're going to do that. And then you got to add lean angle. And then you better hope you have good traction control, because as soon as you add lean angle and add throttle here, it's going to spin right here and cause a high side.
Right.
Without really good traction control. And Mark Marquez has proved that's not always good either.
Yeah. That last one was nasty.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Apparently he was off throttle when it did that.
I think the Honda's got some issues, right? Like the Spargo is having issues too.
Did you hear what I thought the bike was marvelous at round one.
I've
But
heard,
did
yeah.
you see that they screwed Honda and gave them that
The Michelin
5-year-old tire or whatever?
Yeah. I don't understand how that could happen. That's so
No.
dangerous. Yeah.
That's-
That's a career ending for him.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
to do that,
Yeah.
right?
It's really messed up.
So, all good there. Obviously, the ideal line through this corner would be something like that.
Got
right?
it. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're holding that line pretty tightly. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Down the curb,
Right,
dragging
right,
the over top of the curb. Right.
Got it.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's my turn, and I like to throw the graph in too to kind of make it all make sense to you.
Yeah.
Right. So many guys too, by the way. All these I showed you here where the brake pressure comes up. That's not very many guys. That's your experienced guys. Most level 1, level 2 guys looks a little bit more like that.
Right.
They're sneaking up on that max brake pressure, and then they're coming off of it.
Yeah,
Right. They never get aggressive with it and bring it
Yeah.
up and hold it.
Do you want it to be pretty much like 100% the brake as hard as you possibly can on that initial?
So when you come in and you
pop
sit
up.
up,
Yep.
when you sit up, you're loading the forks. As
Yep.
soon as you push off those handlebars to sit up, you're loading the forks and you're squeezing the brake at the same time. And that's where you find this area.
Yeah.
This is distance, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So this is where you're sitting up and you're squeezing the brakes.
I guess my question is, in the perfect scenario, if it ever could be perfected, is it like 0 brake to literally 100% brake? Is that what you're striving to do?
Pretty close.
Okay.
But you can't just grab it.
Right.
You have to transfer weight forward first and
Got it.
expand that contact patch.
Okay, so that's
that's getting loaded by a squeeze and a sit up at the same time.
and
Make sense?
then there's like that instantaneous.
Yes. If you just grab it, if you don't have ABS,
Okay.
Right.
Got it.
right? Because your tire's not loaded at all. 'Cause
Yeah.
when you're wide open down the straightaway, all your weight's at the back, and you're running on only a couple
Right,
meters of traction.
right. Okay.
So that's why too. Like I talk about this spot right here, right? You've got to get that weight over the front tire by either pulling the brake or getting way forward like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're accelerating and it's all uphill, and then you drop off of this. You already don't have any. If you just flick it into the corner with no rip on the front tire,
Right.
you're going to end up way out here,
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Got it.
right? So, and what I've seen more than anything that gets so many people in trouble is coasting and adding lean angle to scrub speed,
Right.
right? And it's basically back to the beginning, not in control of
Right.
the speed of your motorcycle,
Right.
And brakes fix so much stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
I
and
think-
not hard braking, just
Yeah.
just brakes.
Just learning how to use the brakes.
Learning how to
yeah.
use the brakes.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
like where I really want to
Yeah.
learn and focus on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Braking is an awesome tool, and like I say, it's even through the rattlesnake here, it's throttle brake, throttle brake, throttle brake, right? And that also goes for the S's at Coda,
Yeah.
right? If you get into the S's at Coda and you're just
Right. You want to use throttle brake.
You're only gonna be able to go so fast through there if you're maintenance throttle the whole way through there.
Right.
If you're, man, you can build speed because you're building load also, right? So,
Got it. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my cool little corner description here.
Thank you.
Now,